Lačudīves. In this video I'm showing you various Sinti and Roma people from all around the world that are against the term Porajmos to refer to the Holocaust that has happened on our people during the fascist National Socialism. Before I start, I thank everyone who has participated in that video. Let's start with Jill. Jill is Sinti from Germany.
The word was introduced to me by Gaje, which means by people who are not members of the Sinti or Roma community. And they asked me about my feelings about it. My honest answer, I don't use the word. And I think I don't need this because I feel nothing. I'm not related to it. The older people, when they talked about things which happened in this time, they only talked about the World War or the camp, or they used the word Holocaust. And that's why I think that we don't need a special word for it, like Shoah. I know a case where at a memorial, a new plate was revealed where names of victims from the Sinti and Roma community were on it. And there was a word on it. And that was not coordinated with the local Sinti and Roma association. And the people were not amused about that, which I can understand. Because they used the word in kind of like they wanted to do us a favor. So like, see, we have made our thoughts about it and we use our word in our language. Which is not.
Hi, my name is Yashar Jamelowski. We are Roma from North Macedonia, and we don't use the word Porajmos in our dialect. For the Holocaust of Roma and Sinti people, we use the word Samudaripe.
Hello, I'm a Sinti from Germany, and nobody ever uses the word Porajmos. To everybody I was talking, they only talk about the earlier days, früher, damals, and or KZ, that's all, but I don't use the terminology.
Hello, I am Rom from the Ukraine. My name is Valera Prodan. And we Ukraine Roma don't know the word Porajmos, use genocide or Holocaust instead. The word Porajmos is wrong here on so many levels.
I'm Zoe, I'm a Sinti from Germany, and the word Porajmos we never used in our families. I'm here in Mauthausen, where my great-grandfather was more than 5 years. And it's very offensive that we always read in newspapers or what journalists says to us about the word Porajmos. And for me it's a kind of paternalism.
My name is Sinti Roma. I'm Roma, part of the Ali group. I'm originally from Kosovo. And in 1999 I escaped the war, and since then I'm living in Germany. I'm not using the word Porajmos anymore. In the past I was using it because some of activists was using it, and I was also trying to use it because the idea was interesting to have an own Romani word as term. But in the last years I found out that this word is not so correct in the Romani community and also in the Sinti community, because in some of the dialects it has some bad meanings, and I stopped to use it. So for myself I use Sinti and Roma genocide during the Second World War, or the Roma word for my dialect is Samudaripen.
I'm a German Sinti, and we don't use the word Porajmos. We don't even have that word in our Romanist dialect. I think it's important to use the terms genocide or Holocaust.
Hello, my name is Piros Garatz, and I've lived in New York City all my life, born and raised here. My family are Romungre and Sinti. Speaking for myself, I've always objected to the term Porajmos. I find it offensive, rude, and even taboo. I think that there are many more terms that can politely describe what happened to us during World War II, during the Holocaust. Thank you.
Lačudīves, my name is Piers Horvat. I'm Hungarian Slovak Bashale Romungre. and I'm making this short video to express my distaste for the use of the word Porajmos when referring to the Roma Holocaust during World War II. The word is offensive and vulgar, and there are so many better terms that can express the reverence and severity of that horrible time during the history of the Roma and history of the world. And in that case, I hope that both Roma and Gage alike are educated with better terms in the future.
Hi, my name is Adrian, and I, as a Rom, want to speak against the usage of the word Porajmos. First of all, Porajmos as a word might not be understood in every Romani-speaking community because it pertains to a certain dialect. So this is unfitting because it's not well understood in every context. Second of all, where it is known as a word, it might be associated with certain acts of sexual intercourse or even abuse. And this is really not fitting and appropriate to describe the genocide of all people during the Second World War. Me personally, I decide to say Samudaripen, which means the killing of all in Romanes, but I prefer that just everybody who is a descendant or affected by the Holocaust should decide which term to use.
In Austria, Sinti and Roma have written Manushengo Merebe on the memorial stone at the former concentration camp of Mauthausen. This is one way to say genocide in the Sinti and Roma languages. And here you can see the memorial the Sinti wrote in commemoration about the Sinti and Roma people that have been murdered here. And I will read it out. Merigra mare 500,000 Manushenge Gaiwain Mardo Anno NS Manushengo Merebe. This is the last sentence describing the Holocaust. And here you can see that people who are actually Sinti and Roma and commemorate to their ancestors, family members, fathers, mothers, sisters, they don't use the term Porajmos and never will do. When it comes to me, to myself, my name is Franz Eliaschneck, I'm Sinto from Germany, and I'm against the word Porajmos because that word doesn't exist in Sinti language. A large number of Roma also don't use that word. And if Roma people use that word, then it contains sexual connotations that are far away from the historical event that has happened, that our people have experienced. It is an insult, it's offensive, and I strongly condemn words like Porajmos. If I'm talking in German, I'm using Völkermord or Holocaust. And I don't want any Gajo or Gaji to say a word in my language. If I'm among Sinti, I'm using different words in our language.